All right. Hey, how's it? We might be going on just a minute early. I'm not really sure if I'm even streaming. This is a brand new day, a brand new Wednesday at 5 p.m. with Chatter with Statter. And it looks like everything, by all indications, I have gone live. But I'm trying out some new streaming software. And even though I figured out how to set up my scenes and get things going, it didn't even occur to me until um, just a few minutes ago to figure out just exactly how it is to go live using this new streaming software. So, fingers crossed that we're actually here and we're actually doing it. So, let's get this party started. That is right. I am using a brand new set of streaming software, and it looks like, yes, I might actually be streaming live because Cindy Krause is in the house and she says that she sees me. And I got a notification on my phone indicating that I may or may not be live, according to Twitch. So I'm going to take this as a really good sign that my brand new streaming software, which is not brand new at all, it's actually a pretty standard old one, OBS, has come through with flying colors and I'm actually online. Yay, Cindy. So happy to see you here today. I'm kind of stoked. I had been using StreamLabs OBS because everyone had told me that it was a cheaper, or excuse me, an easier setup for beginners with streamers. Hey, eMusic, good to see you. You can see me as well. All right, we've got two folks who are here in the house able to see things. So, yeah, so at the beginning of this streaming journey that we are all joining, holding each other's hands for, I started using the Streamlabs OBS, and I have to say that I do agree it's a little easier, maybe. now that I got, now that I understood Streamlabs enough that I was starting to feel confident in like doing more with it. Hence the chat box that we used to have, which we don't have right now, but we're gonna get there. Um, but so when I went to, there's political reasons why I'm switching from Streamlabs to just regular OBS. And anyway, a little bit afraid to make that leap. But OBS was surprisingly user friendly for my level of tech knowledge. Sometimes I'm in this weird tech level where it's like if you make things too easy, I don't understand how to do it because I'm so used to having to go into like sub menus and whatever that that's actually easier for me than just drop and drank, or drag and drop is actually what I was trying to say. So OBS was surprisingly intuitive to a degree until it came time to starting the stream. And then I realized I don't really know if I know what I'm doing, but it looks like I might have had the right intuition because I see Rick in the house and I see Elaine in the house. And so we have got people gathering. I'm very excited that this is sort of maybe working. Um, I will warn you, yes, there are some things that are weird. First off, we're not going to have the chat box like we used to for a couple streams. We will eventually. I'll get there. I hope. I hope. But I think I have to do something with stream elements in order to do that now that I'm using OBS, but I don't know what I'm talking about, as I'm sure you can tell. So maybe somebody knows more than me can tell me how that's going to work. But we're not going to do that today. No, today we're not going to do that at all. Instead, what I thought we would do today for a first quick minute is, hey, Medium 7 Up, good to see you. Just in time, I figured we could start this day off with a nice Lono video from Molokai. It's 3 songs, so it's quite a long video. I will turn off my mic and I'll just chat with y'all in the Statterbox situation. But before I do that, if you guys notice weird things, first off, definitely let me know. And second off, like my aspect ratio right now is not what I want it to be. At least I don't think it's what I want it to be. So, I don't know how to fix that. And this is the real bummer, dudes. So, Andre has problems with my stream. It's all laggy and gaggy and stuttery. Rick has problems with my stream. It's all laggy and gaggy and stuttery. Mitchie Mama has trouble with my stream. It's all laggy and gaggy and stuttery. Unfortunately, I've done some tiny bit research and it looks like, yeah, sometimes that happens. And until I make partner with Twitch, being just an affiliate doesn't mean we're always going to get the little gear thing so we can adjust the streaming. I'm trying to figure out maybe how to stream at a lower quality so this doesn't happen to everybody, because frankly, I really get frustrated to know that people who are doing their best to hang out are getting a really poor quality stream because I'm trying to stream at a higher quality than their internet is capable of taking. And it would be really nice if Twitch did allow for the downgrade in quality, so at least the audio doesn't stutter and whatever. So I'm telling you, everybody who has reached out to me behind the scenes, on the scenes, at the scenes, everybody who's reached out to me, I hear you. I feel your pain. I hate the lag. I hate to know that it's lagging. But at this point, I haven't figured out how to fix it. And at this point, it looks like I might not be able to. It looks like it's a Twitch thing. But I know just enough to be dangerous. And I've only just scratched the surface on this particular topic. I was focusing more on getting the new streaming software up and running. So, I want everybody to know that even though you've complained and I haven't fixed it, I'm trying to. So, on that note, let us play a lovely Lono Molokai video.
Ala oe, mai ka ili, Molokai nui a hina, hoi mai ka ua, e pili, a he ala oe, hoi mai, a he ala oe, hoi mai, Molokai nui a hina, ho me hanau pule o aina kaya ke a me kuapaka. Please, oh please, bring hoa Lona home. He puna hele hoa Lona, aua na I ke kai, paani anona keiki atu oi. He aloha no ka ili o au kai. He aloha no ka ili o au kai. Molokai nui a hina, ho me hanau pule o aina kaya ke a me kuapaka. Please, oh please, bring hoa Lona home. Make au e haoli ia oi, e ke aloha, hoa I paani kai papau, he puna hele hoa Lona, he puna hele hoa Lona, Molokai nui a hina, ho me hanau pule o aina kaya ke a me kuapaka. Please, oh please, bring Hawaii Lona home. Molokai, nui ahina, homehanau, puleo. Aina kaya kea me kuapaka. Please, oh please, bring Hawaii Lona home. Please, oh please, bring Hawaii Lona home. Please, oh please, bring Hawaii Lona home. Ke aloha no ka imi kaua, o ka hula piko ea. Ko amaya, hano hano ko inoa kako, kalahui o Molokai luna. Hei noa no me Molokai nui ahina e ola mau e aloha wau ia oe o me hana o puleo me Molokai nui ahina e ola mau e aloha wau ia oe o me hana o puleo. E aloha no kaya kea, ho aloha kamehameha me waka aina na. Ano hano ko inoa kako, kalahui o Molokai luna. Hei noa no me Molokai nui ahina e ola mau e aloha wau ia oe o me hana o puleo. Me Molokai nui ahina e ola mau e aloha wau ia oe o me hana o puleo. E aloha no makua demian o ka lau papa kana aina ke ia. Ano hano ko inoa kako, kalahui o Molokai luna. Hei noa no me Molokai nui ahina e ola mau e aloha wau ia oe o me hana o puleo. Me Molokai nui ahina e ola mau e aloha wau ia oe o me hana o puleo. Me Molokai nui ahina e ola mau e aloha wau ia oe o me hana o puleo. Me Molokai nui ahina e ola mau e aloha wau ia oe o me hana o puleo. O me hana o puleo.
All right, there we go. Oh, Poppy Shaney feeling at home, looking at that airport terminal, feeling like it's always good, even though it's tiny. That's cute. All right, thanks for hanging out, you guys. I just figured we could start off with some pleasant music, and I didn't feel like talking over it. No one wants that. So here we are, everyone. Darlene baking some cherry pie for tomorrow, also putting together some St. Nick's goodies and baggies from us. That's next weekend. Awesome, but you're going to sneak it to the daughters to put it. Yep, there you go. Sounds like a plan. So, hey, Darlene, I know that you're lurking, and so you might not be able to answer this, but I'm just curious. Your cherry pie. Do you use almond extract? Do you not use almond extract? I'm not a huge fan of the almond extract, and instead I use cinnamon in my cherry pie, which people think is kind of weird. Well, it sort of seems like half the people are just like, "What? That's crazy talk," and other people are just like, "Oh yeah, it's really good." So I'm just wondering, have you ever tried cinnamon in your cherry pie instead of the apple extract? No, the almond extract, not apple. And yeah, what's up? Do you have any secrets for your cherry pies? Hey, Andre, good to see you. I was just talking about you and Rick and Michi Mama and the troubles that y'all sometimes have with the Twitch stream being too high for your systems to want to deal with. And I'm still looking into it, but so far it looks like it's all until I become a Twitch partner, which that anyway, I won't have access to that technology all the time. Instead, Twitch will dole it out if they have enough bandwidth. They will allow some affiliates to have streams that are adjustable in quality, but for the most part, don't count on it. Now, that being said, I'm starting to use new streaming software, and I did fiddle with some settings. So Rick says right now we're running at 720. So I don't know if that's true for everyone and what's going on, but I am trying to figure out how it is that folks can adjust the quality of the stream to so their tech can handle the bandwidth, as it were. But it hasn't happened yet. And if it is happening, I don't think I had anything to do with it. So there we go. All right. So I'm about to see if we can put some music on that won't echo. And, here we go. All right, so this is a question for all y'all. This stream right here is a black hat session for the most part. Not even gonna lie. If you were not here at the very beginning, I can tell you right now, I wasn't even sure if I knew how to go live with this new streaming software. I think I did because I'm seeing people. We're having a conversation. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, yeah, you went live. It's all good. But, yeah, so this is basically, yeah, this is a black hat session. Andre, yeah, it says 720. That's what Rick told me. Now, like I said, I'm not sure if that's one of my settings that's doing that or if Twitch did that. Because I know just enough to be dangerous. So we will learn together. I might fiddle with a setting tomorrow and see if it still says 720 or if it doesn't. I think I might have fixed it so I'm recording at 1080, but I'm only outputting at 720. I think that's what I think the setting that I set was setting about, but I don't know for sure. Oh, good, medium 7-Up. You think that I might be live too? Fantastic. Rick, okay, so your secret for cherry pie is ice cream. All right, that's a good secret. That's a good one. And let's see here. It looks like Kulika 1965 was saying we wrap a whole boneless ham in bread dough. Oh, hold on, wait. We wrap a whole boneless ham in bread dough, bake for 3 hours, throw away the bread cover, ono juicy, none salty ham. That sounds like a really yummy thing, although I have to admit, you know, do you just throw the bread away, or do you sometimes take like just a little bit and go, that's greasy, salty bread? Because I might say, that's greasy, salty bread. Okay, so Andre, you're saying it's stuttering, but it's moving and not freezing, so that's an improvement. Okay, cool. Cool, excellent. Hey, Theo123423RRR. Good to see you. I'm not sure, did you just cheer one snowman bit, or are you just having a snowman or a cheering thing? That's an awesome little snowman unicorn head. I love that. Thanks so much for hanging out with the Statterbox crew. We are hanging out here today. I'm going to be talking about some things that I read about with Hawaii that I wanted to share you guys. But but before that, we're just basically talking about my tech ignorance, which is a theme throughout all of my streams, and we're talking about some Thanksgiving goodies. So and okay, so Kulika actually looks like they know what they're talking about, and I like this with what they're saying. It looks like it's from you as the source. Yep, I think we're all live. Okay, cool. So I think that then that setting that I setted might have been a good setting to set. So that is fantastic. And Kulika also admits and confirms my suspicion. Some of that bread that's used to be wrapped around the ham, oh yeah, it might get eaten, just small kind. Oh yes. So let's see. Rick, you're going to be on the road tomorrow for a drive to Madison with the 3 of the grandkids. Looks like clear roads for the cruise. Good. Okay, Shock, I don't know what you mean by stoplight, but okay. I hope you didn't get caught behind too many stoplights. But hey, speaking of stoplights and completely different everythings, hey, OG Sumo Vibe, good to see you. And in fact, OG Sumo Vibe might be the person to answer this question, but everybody can chip in. Is the music level to my mic level an acceptable level? And maybe even before you answer that question, are we getting any weird reverb? Any kind of like dual audio sourcing? I don't have my earphones in, so I'm not hearing nothing. But my visuals say it looks okay. So, okay, cool. OG Sumo Vibe says it sounds awesomely awesome, which is perfect. Awesome. I like this. So you should come on over more often, OG Sumo Vibe. I like what you have to say. Oh, yes, Poppy Shaney gifting the subs to OG Sumo Vibe. Super, super awesome. I cannot believe how generous you are, Poppy Shaney. Mitchie Mama, yes, you can hear me. And, okay, so it looks like we did something right. Mitchie Mama says, yay, I can hear you and I'm not buffering. Settings at 360. Awesome. Okay. I am very happy with my accidental solution that really I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but it looks like it did. Super awesome. Andre, thank you so much for the 300 biddies. I love 3 is my favorite number, so can't go wrong with 300 biddies. I love it. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm all in sync. Lips matching sound. Goodness. Oh, I hate the other night. For those of you who were at the last Statterbox at the cinema, thank you so much for hanging out, because it was a cute movie and the stream was acceptable. The audio was so out of sync though that it really was a case of it was really a case of just listening to the movie for me. I really had a hard time watching it because the audio just was so out of sync. But you know, reading the chat, listening to the movie, hanging out with the folks, that's what it's all about. So it's all good. So let's see here. Okay, cool. Looks like you guys are talking about your driving trips tomorrow and all of the travel that's going to be happening. Speaking of travel, check this out, dudes. So, okay, today's the 24th of November. On the 20th of November, the gates of tourism to the state of Hawaii basically opened wide. and the holiday travel season began with a bang. It looks like on November 20th, 36,079 people came in via flights to the state of Hawaii, which is the highest since July of 2021. So back when the state was open before for the peak tourism, before they had to shut down again, they were looking at those numbers. So first day of wide open tourism coming in through for the holiday season, and we're looking at 36,079 people that came through. And of those, only 3,600 were locals. Everybody else, so basically like 33,000 people, were all tourists. All of them were tourists, mostly. Basically 10% were locals, 90% were tourists. And I think you might know where I'm going with this. Tourism in Hawaii, it's how the locals make their economy. It is what it is. But we have to remember when we're visiting, we are visitors on their land. And no disrespect needs to be shown to the people who live on the land and the creatures of the land and everything. Now, we remember back in July, things like this happening. And we know that this is going to happen again, because that's what people do. And we know that people are going to do things like this, which is patently illegal. Don't do it. If you are going to the Hawaiian Islands, you must show respect for the land beneath your feet and the people who actually live there. This stairway to heaven is illegal to be on. It has been closed since 1987, yet it is an extremely popular spot for social media, posting, social media influencers, etc., seeing the rainbows, and they're above the clouds and they've got the best view in the world, and they're not supposed to be there. And sometimes people get stuck there because the weather's inclement or whatever. And literally every year, thousands upon thousands of local tax dollars are spent rescuing people who have no business being here. They're rescuing them from here because they got stuck here. And they had no business being there to begin with. Now, do I sound stern? Yes, I do sound stern, and I am stern, and I'm sorry that I'm not my jovial old self, but when I see these numbers of people flooding back into Hawaii, it makes me very happy that the state is getting back on its feet. And it also makes me very concerned because in this pandemic, it seems like people have kind of forgotten how to be people and forgotten how to travel and forgotten how to be around other people. So I really need to emphasize to anyone and everyone who my voice is reaching, and then I need everyone to expand this message with your voice. By the way, Andre, thank you so much for those biddies. I'm going to say that looks like 17. And no, wait, 8 plus 8 plus 1? Yeah, 17, also one of my favorite numbers. It's like, you know my numbers, man. Thanks so much for all of this. Awesome. So, eMusic. Sounds like she is right on the same boat as me. Friends in Hawaii on all islands tell me the visitors aren't wearing their masks and get angry when told. Not everyone, but a large proportion. Look, oh, okay, and a monk seal just died the other day. I don't know whether or not it was because of a tourist influence, etc. But this is unacceptable, people. Now, I understand that the folks in my stream are pretty much going to be all in the same boat here with this. But I really, I have to say, when I saw this news about the amount of people traveling and how the holiday season has begun, these numbers are only going to get higher. The news article that I read stated they expect another 60,000 people to hit the islands between in this week. So by next Monday, they will expect another 60,000 people to have come. And so we're talking, people are getting back full swing. And as eMusic said, people are not wearing their masks, etc., because, oh, they got tested, oh, they're vaccinated, and they're on vacation, and so they want to do what they want. I get it to a degree. No, I don't, I'm getting mask fatigue. I don't like to wear my mask either. I get it. But the fact of the matter is, the reason why you can go to Hawaii right now is because they're an island who managed to keep their numbers in check, and they had rules in place when their numbers got out of check to get the numbers back down. And unless you follow those rules and protocols, you have no business invading that space. In fact, I dare say Hawaii should be a safe space from the COVID. I know some people don't like that phrase, safe space, but they're an island in the middle of the frippin' ocean, people. It should be a safe space. So if they've got their numbers down enough that they can open up their businesses for continental United States and other tourist people to come in, well, then you darn well better show the respect and follow the rules so they can keep the doors open. Because if you don't wear your mask, they're going to have to close down again like they did in August, and it screws everything up. That's right. I'm still going off on this. I know. It's like, good Lord, who put a quarter in her? Wait, I'm not done yet. So, Poppy Shaney says, what a novel idea. Be respectful, be kind, be polite, honor the local community, pick up after yourself, and leave no rubbish. Say please and thank you. Act like a human being. Exactly. Now, now that is easier said than done when you're, having all fun in your tourist headspace. Sometimes you do act a little bit disrespectful. You might not notice your plastic bag blowing in the wind. Mistakes happen, fine. But do your best to not piss off the people that you're visiting. And on that note, it reminded me of when I was a kid in Hawaii, and my mom was from Vancouver, British Columbia, and she moved to the islands, and she had a whole life in Canada before she moved to the islands. My dad, on the other hand, he lived in the islands for 20 plus years before he even met my mom, so, his life was island-based. But once my mom moved to the islands and my parents got married, my mom had visitors all the time flying in from Canada. And when I say flying in from Canada all the time, I mean, like, literally, she would sometimes get phone calls and they're at the airport expecting to be picked up. Yeah, they didn't tell us they were coming. It's not like she had a life of her own with children of her own and a household of her own to take care of. But this happened a lot, and it sort of made me think how this community that we've got here, we are very close via the internet, and all of us would love to meet one another. And, well, actually, I can't say that all of us would love to meet one another, but in theory, we would all love to meet one another in person. Hawaii is now opening up, and I plan on going to the islands at some point, and I'm sure plenty of people here on this list plans on it as well. What I need for you to know, though, is you're not going to be able to see everybody. Not everybody's going to have time to visit you. And it's not necessarily you that they're not visiting. What it is, oh, dude, I just had a guest like 2 weeks ago, and my life is still out of order. Because remember, you're on vacation, but people in Hawaii that live in Hawaii, they live there. They're not on vacation. They have their own life. And having to host people constantly is very disruptive. And so I know that my mom, the social butterfly that she was, went out of her way to make sure that she was able to see all the folks that came from Canada down to us. But I also know, and she didn't necessarily tell them off for being so presumptuous about her hosting abilities. But I do know, and I do remember her hanging up the phone sometimes and muttering some things under her breath about how she's like, not like I have a life to live. Not her words, trust me. But my point is, just because you're on the island and you want to see so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so, doesn't mean that so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so are going to even be able to. And don't take that personally, because like I said, they live there. They've got other people or they've got lives. And in the next year, I can only assume that everybody who lives in Hawaii is going to be inundated with family and friends and people that they actually know in real life coming back to the islands to see them. And as much as I might want to go see Andy Bumatai, and I might feel like, yeah, I've got a right because we're friends and blah blah blah. No, dude, like that's an unrealistic expectation for anybody to have. So if my point that I'm trying to get to is, if a local is on an island that you're visiting, don't assume that you're going to be able to see them. And do not assume that you will be hosted by them. The reality is, unless you're invited, you're not invited. And I know that sounds extraordinarily rude, but hosting people takes energy and it takes time out of your everyday life. And so you need to be a good visitor. And there's lots of ways you can be a bad visitor, from slapping a monk seal to presuming that so-and-so might be at your beck and call when you hit the island. So to perhaps circumvent some awkwardness that might happen in the next 12 to 18 months, if you plan on going to the islands and you want to go meet up with some of these folks that we know here, by all means, go. Offer to buy them lunch. Offer to, pay some gas for them to take you someplace so you can both check out whatever tourist attraction that they might be interested in seeing. Because I'll tell you what, as someone who lives in a city that, that tourists go to, I don't see Seattle the way a tourist sees Seattle. And sometimes it is super fun to like go out with the tourist and like you can see your city with a whole new set of eyes, right? So by all means, I'm not saying don't bug the locals. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is, have your own plan, have your own way of getting around. Definitely invite the locals to come join you. Offer to buy them lunch, this, that, and the other thing. And if they've got time, I have no doubt in my mind that we would want to come meet each other and have some lunch with you or whatever. But basically, it's a case of, if you're going to be thinking, oh, hey, maybe I'll go to the outer island to go visit so-and-so or whatever. Well, unless the outer island people have asked you to come, just probably don't type thing. It is what it is. And Rick, exactly, just hang around Savers and City Mill and Andy is bound to show up. That's probably true. Okay, so I have just gone off. I know, dude. I just went off. And I have missed a huge amount of the chat. So let's see what we've got going on here. Let's see. So Pacola T, we're going back in the chat here. You guys have probably already read this. I have not. Pacola T says, on Monday, went to Waikiki Beach to scatter ashes, then International Marketplace for breakfast. The wait staff was overwhelmed. Just like everywhere, businesses are struggling to staff their operations, and hope the visitors remember this and have patience with all the workers who are just returning to their jobs. Absolutely. And on top of that, Pacola T, I'm going to add, so we've got staff issues, but we also have, and this is true everywhere, we have supply chain issues. And so, and I can only assume that supply chain issues are hitting the islands just as hard, if not harder, than hitting the continental United States. So, it stands to reason that not only they might be short-staffed, half the stuff that's on the menu might actually not be on the menu anymore. So, you're going to have to be flexible because right now everything is in flux. And even though you're on vacation and you might be in the most, it has to be perfect mindset. Well, right now ain't nothing perfect in this world. And so you're going to have to be flexible. Flexible. Yeah. Yeah, and Elaine, you're right. The city council talking about the Stairway to Heaven and how it's been closed since '87. The city council has voted to remove it, and I'm not sure when that will be happening. But until it happens, that the tourists are, and I mean maybe some locals too. But quite honestly, if a local decides to go break a law in Hawaii and get fined $1,000, by the way, it's $1,000 fine if you get caught up on that stairway. If a local wants to do that, then by all means. If a local gets stuck up there and it's local tax dollars that have to remove the local and rescue the local, then whatever. I mean, that was stupid and they shouldn't do it, but they don't, the local on Stairway to Heaven does not have the ire in my heart that a visitor would. So, that's that. And Michimama, I am going to eventually be coming to the islands. In theory, I'm thinking June. Nothing is settled in stone, but June is the tentative hopefulness for my Oahu visit. It'll probably just be Oahu, which is fine. I haven't been back for 40 years, so I need to spend time on the island that I was born on. I've been feeling it at a cellular level. In fact, it's my need to go back to Oahu that even made me go down the path that made me discover Andy Bumatai, and look where we're all at. So, exactly. So Andre, the lockdown pandemic has made people mean and rude, and that is sort of why I went off on my soapbox here, just to remind everybody how to be a good visitor, a good traveler. And that's just how it works. Rick, you sort of like your mask now. It keeps your nose warm in your cold wind chilled state. Actually, to tell you the truth, I really I enjoy being masked up with my sunglasses. And because then it's just like, you have no read on my face. You have no read on my emotions. So, that's just how that goes. I know, Michimama, how rude of them not to tell you they were coming. It happened more. Now, Michimama, usually people would mention to my parents that they were coming. Vast majority of the time, it wasn't the random phone call out of nowhere at the airport like, hey, can you come pick us up? But it did happen at least twice that I knew of that I can very, very distinctly remember. Now, granted, one of the people that this happened with was one of my mom's best friends from way long, and it was less of a hassle and more of a joke in the not telling. But regardless, the rule of thumb is when you're visiting, you need to let people know. You need to basically, if they didn't invite you, you're not invited. That's just what you need to remember. So, and where I never assume any of my acquaintances in Hawaii will have time to see me when I'm there. I'm pleased and feel lucky that I got invited for dinner by some friends on Maui this winter. Exactly. Because that's the thing. That people, people who don't live in paradise kind of forget. People who live in paradise have a lot of people who want to come visit them living in paradise. But the reality still remains, they live there. They have jobs, they have lives, they have their own job and their own life and their own routine, and their kids have soccer practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and so-and-so has choir practice every Saturday and Wednesday, and blah, 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 blah. There's just, sometimes it's hard to fit in a guest. So, yeah. And Andre, I've always shown respect in Hawaii and been given respect in Hawaii and always been made to feel like family and love, and you feel protective of Hawaii and its culture. Absolutely, without a doubt. That's pretty much how I feel about it too. And so hence my roar and soapbox. But Pocola T, she's coming in here with some real life experience. She has 3 sets of family and friends who all want to visit in June. Right, so Pukolati, if I happen to be in June in Oahu, I would love to see you, but I 1000% do not expect to see you. 3 sets? Are you kidding me? So even if I come during one of the blank times that your people aren't in town, you're going to be resting and recovering and have no business hosting someone like me. So, right, because 3 sets in 1 month, that's a disruptive month, right? So, let's see here. Yeah, I just keep talking, don't I? So, Andre's saying, I remember seeing an honor box lei stand on the road on the Big Island and saw tourists taking handfuls of leis and laughing about how the... Okay. I'm sure all of you have already read this, but I'm going to read it out loud slowly because this makes me angry. Andre says, I remember seeing an honor box lei stand by the road on the Big Island and saw tourists taking handfuls of leis and laughing about the honor box and did not put any money in, which made me mad and still remember it to this day. Yeah, I would definitely... I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have confronted them because I'm stupid and dangerous like that. And because I don't know how to keep my mouth shut, which is why I'm here on a soapbox going blah, blah, blah. Hey, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, good to see you. You are in the middle of a rant that I am making about how to visit the islands and what not to do. So there you go. Andre, I want to see Gulick Avenue one day as well. So you know, maybe you and I can go and take a tour of Gulick Avenue. We won't bother any of the locals. There you go. Let's see. Right. Okay. So medium 7-Up. Yeah. When you were on Maui, you went to a restaurant that calls itself like Sushi Fusion or something, but they didn't have any fresh fish, AKA sushi. Oh, okay. Now that, all right. Now medium 7-Up. You know how I said like be flexible? All right. That is a little bit like, how about what the fork? You don't even have one fresh fish. I mean, that's kind of funny. Sushi restaurant don't even have any fresh fish. But this is the type of thing. I mean, I hope you laughed because what else are you gonna do besides point and laugh and say, of course, that's funny. Medium 7-Up. That is hysterical. So let's see here. Poppy Shaney, oh, you forgot to tell me you're on Alaska Airlines flight 2368. There we go, to Seattle. It lands in 3 hours. Please pick you up at the terminal. What are we having for dinner tomorrow? Exactly. We might have some bok chicken because they are selling big sides to go. And let's see, you do know that the SeaTac is less than 5 minutes from my house, and so I could actually, if you were serious, and I know you're not, going and picking you up in 3 hours, totally doable, my friend. But don't ever do that. Yeah, Michi Mama, I hope that that I get to see you when I go I hope I get to see a lot of people when I go to the island, but I am not counting on any of it because I know that all y'all have lives, right? So, OG Suma Vibe, as someone who is Hawaiian by blood, not by residence, you can say it all starts with respecting the aina. Don't be a drama queen if something is not available to you, and understand that there are certain locations that is kapu to people who are not Hawaiian, meaning you are not welcome. Oh God, my friend, you are so, yep, there you go. And Andre, exactly, locals don't call the cops to get them down from Stairway to Heaven. They call their cousins to come and get them. You're right, actually, you're right. Yeah, totally. Vanilla Coke Pepsi. I'm not, okay, first off, I'm from Hawaii in the sense that I was born on the island of Oahu, but I am as white can be. My family was not there because of the military. They just happened to be there. But yeah, not Hawaiian, but was born on Oahu, and definitely have it matters to me. Like, I feel as though I am not Hawaiian, but I feel as though Hawaii is a part of me, and I will always consider that my home state. So there you go. So Shakalak, so Mad Satter, if you do get invited to visit a local, is there an overarching etiquette that applies whether you're a local haole or Hawaiian? Well, I don't know if there's an overarching etiquette other than, you know, really, I mean, honestly, and this has nothing to do with Hawaii. This just has to do with like old-fashioned manners that are still happening in places like Hawaii and Japan. But seriously, dude, bring a host gift. Like, oh my God, dude. Oh, I am about to reveal a horrifyingly embarrassing thing. So I met with Pocola Tea for a drink, and what did she have? She had a flippin' gift for me. Did I have a gift for her? No, I did not. Did I feel like an ass? Oh, yes, I did. So don't be me. Don't be me. Bring a gift. Bring a gift that chances are they're probably going to like. Bring a gift that you've maybe put some thought into. You know, and even if you have to buy a last minute gift, still a hostess gift, a host gift, whatever you want to call them, they're practically mandatory in Japan. They're practically mandatory in Hawaii. And frankly, on the mainland, we should be doing it too. So, you know, definitely some sort of gift, or if not a gift, like I said, you know, offer to buy the lunch, or if they drove you to somewhere or whatever, like throw down for a tank of gas or whatever, you know, just something, you know, I mean, and like I said, that's etiquette for visiting visitors' sake. I mean, that really isn't even a Hawaii thing. That's just, you know, a visitor thing, which I obviously need to take that lesson to heart as well. So if I've got a finger pointing at you with this lesson, there are 3 fingers pointing right back at me as well. So so there you go. Yeah, no, I knew that you weren't coming to Seattle, Poppy Shady. I knew that you weren't coming to Seattle. Let's see here. Right, now Michi Mama, exactly. Some of them were like your, yeah, okay, so, right. Okay, and actually this goes, so Michi Mama says, some of them were like my mother. She didn't ask when would be a good time. She just told us when she was coming. Exactly, and see, that's true across the board if you're living on Hawaii or if you're living on the mainland. Sometimes you have family who just doesn't give a, and they're just like, oh yeah, I'll be there next Tuesday. And it's like, whoa, really? Next Tuesday I've got 5 different doctor's appointments and a ballerina recital for the whatever, and okay, Mom. So, you know, you don't even know, like, you might be flying into Oahu on Wednesday, but the person you were hoping to see on Thursday might have a mom flying in on Thursday, and they had no say in that matter. Yeah, OG Suma Vibe, you have Ohana at Waipio Valley that literally walk people out of areas they have no business being in. Good. Yeah, exactly. Cindy Krause, precisely, that is what you do. Cindy Krause says, I just let friends know my dates and hope for the best. And that's exactly what you need to do. You know, it's just like, but, you know, don't count on it. Don't depend on it. Don't set your clock by it. You're the one on vacation. You're the one who needs to be flexible. The people who live on the island are the ones who have an actual legitimate schedule and life that they are working around. So, you know, and then, and so you just have to, you know, you're the one with the flexible schedule on vacation for the most part. So you're going to have to be the one to roll with the punches. Andre, in Hawaii, you run into people anyway, especially on the outer islands. So you'll see friends when it's time to see them. Exactly. Oh, so Darlene, your pie is done and now it's time for Cocoa Krispies. Cocoa Crispy treats. You know, Cocoa Crispy treats are good, but honestly, I think I like the plain vanilla ones better. And I kind of wish that you hadn't brought that concept of dessert into my mind, because right now, Rice Krispie treat sounds like one of the best things in the world. I want one in my mouth right now. I'm kind of drooling, actually, thinking about it. Yeah, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, Hawaii is a very different place from where you are. And you should want to and would love to visit it. But you need to remember, it's a very different place from where you are. Culturally speaking, physically speaking, it is different the whole nine. And so just remember, you are a guest. And there you go. And, eMusic, Shakalak has some videos under the original Daily Pigeon that answer our questions about visiting locals and how to act. Oh, fantastic. I might go ask Andy to dig those out and maybe show them again because, honestly, I mean, his viewers, my viewers, our friends, everybody's, Hawaii is opening back up again. So people are going to be traveling, back to the islands. And so it's a good reminder. It's a good reminder, yeah. So Elaine, oh, perfect. See, I would love to have lunch with you when you're in town and meet up. I would pretty much every single person on this list that I can see who lives in Hawaii, I would love to visit. And if you don't live in Hawaii, well, I'd still love to visit you, but just not when I'm in Hawaii, probably, because you won't be there, because that's not where you live. But yeah, it is, it's something with the massive influx of people that are going to be coming to the islands. It's always good to have some reminders, about what you should and shouldn't do. So, let's see here. So Michi Mama, if you have a new van by June, I'll take you wherever I want to go. Oh, fantastic. Actually, careful what you ask for, hun, because I might want to, there's a section of the North Shore that I used to live on. I don't know the address. I'm probably only going to be able to identify it as driving by, but that's going to be really hard if I'm driving. So there's a section of the North Shore that I want to visit where I'd like to have somebody driving the car so I can scan for memories. But that's many months from now. We can plan it everywhere. Okay, Medium 7 Up. They did have signs. The sushi place had signs everywhere and told everyone when they walked in. So cool. Yeah. So it wasn't really a surprise. So let's see here. Rick, if you can, go visit. Just don't wait till you're 58 like I did, says Rick. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Pokolati, exactly. It's like everybody, I'm sure most folks on the island would love to see someone come in, from Daily Pigeon, from Statterbuck's crew, from Photo Luke's Ohana, from wherever these folks from. The last couple years, we have created this community that is, through an internet community that it literally reaches worldwide. And so suddenly you've got all these people that might come visit you. But on the backside of that, suddenly you've got all these people who might come visit you. Which, Oh, Pokolati, that is so sweet of you to say. And honestly, I couldn't. Sometimes it's hard to meet up with folks that you don't know except for online, but I felt like it was such a natural. You and I were able to boop-a-doop-a-doo so easily. And even though you didn't know what I would like, oh, the chocolate-covered rice cracker treat that you gave me as a gift, I still dream about it to this day. Yeah. Andre, bring rice and Spam. It will always be used. Well, there you go. There you go. Vanilla Coke Pepsi. Wait, people don't buy gifts for the host when going someplace? I thought that was a normal, respectful thing. Vanilla Coke Pepsi, keep thinking that and keep living that truth because it is. And it should be. But people forget. And with the lockdown, it's been so long since people have visited other people. And people, as Andre mentioned, have kind of gotten rude and mean since the lockdown. These are just reminders of things that you might have forgotten, or in my case, you really just overlooked more than you care to admit. you Vanilla Coke Pepsi, you keep living that life, because that is exactly right. You really should, no matter where you're visiting, bring a host gift. Period. End of story. Yeah, and Shock is bringing it up, exactly. And when Shock's bringing up, and when someone comes and visits you, you have a gift for them as well, which is why I felt like the ass when Piccolo T is just like, here, I'm visiting you, and I've got a gift for you. And it was like, yes, you do. And I have nothing for you, because I'm an asshole. And, yeah, so there you go. That was how that went. So OG Sumo Vibe, yeah, so bringing a gift is definitely a Hawaii thing. It's called showing aloha. We had a football team from Hawaii come to the Bay Area and play De La Salle High School, and they brought care packages for the players and coaches that they gave them before the game. Precisely. Not only that, or another example of that, there was a team of... it was a roller derby team from Hawaii that came up to skate in a tournament, a worldwide tournament in Oregon. And the people, every single team and coach of team that they played against got a gift. And every single official who worked every single one of their games got a gift. That's how gift giving they were. Now, granted, it wasn't any. I mean, it was a really cool necklace. But it was just a necklace, a shell necklace, whatever. I'm sure they bought them in bulk, whatever. I don't care. It was really cool. And even if it was something stupid as a cherry ring pop lollipop, it was still awesome. And by the way, it was not a cherry ring pop lollipop. It was a shell necklace. It was really cool. So there you go. So let's see here. Yep. Yeah, OG. Yeah, OG's saying or Andre is saying to OG, you love seeing the locals come off the planes in the Bay Area with those huge care packages for family and friends on the mainland. Yeah, because seriously, there's stuff in Hawaii that you cannot get here on the continental United States, and vice versa as well. So honestly, the gifts should be going both ways, because we got stuff here on the mainland, they got stuff there on the island, and let's all exchange it. There we go. All right, so Michi Mama, it's called omiyage. Even non-Japanese have started using that word. Well, I don't know if I said that word right. So there you go. Oops. Yeah, medium 7-Up. See, medium 7-Up didn't bring a gift for everybody. It happens. And that is part of the reason. I mean, not you, medium, but like I said, one finger pointing at you, medium 7-Up, 3 fingers pointing right back at me. This rant has a lot to do with reminding myself of how to be a basic human flippin' being, right? So, yeah, so that's how that goes. Let's see here. So Kulika says, on my flight home from Kauai in Denver, I met a man who was born there. He overheard our conversation with my wife and my nephews, came over and talked story smell kind, then gave us a bag of macadamia nuts. Spreading the aloha, he and I chatted for about an hour. That is so cute. There you go. See, even when you haven't even finished your travels, you're all given gifts. Okay, so spelling corrections. It's omiyage. Oh, Michimama, you're probably just cringing at hearing me try to say that word. So yeah, there we go. So let's see here. Vanilla Coke Pepsi. Yeah, Cocoa Puffs are the same thing for me as they are for you, but on the islands, Cocoa Puffs a little bit different. Let's see. Okay, so Anne, all right. Oh, Anne is thinking about visiting the islands. Let's see. So she says, also, my winter visit plan is up in the air. I made reservations, but with insurance, so I can cancel depending upon the Rona. I don't want to bring or spread it if the infection rate is too much. So And that's not just out of fear for yourself. You just don't want to contribute to the infection rate there. Precisely. Exactly. And, you know, and honestly, I mean, for me, I don't really care if it's for yourself or for the others. You know, if you don't want to catch it, you don't want to spread it. There you go. Duh. Right? So, so Andre, you need to get back to the Big Island to scatter some of your mom's ashes in Hilo, a place she loved deeply. When you got that, when you get that go, that's one of the things you're gonna go do. Cool, awesome. Yep. That's when I went to Maui, that was the reason why I went to Maui back in the day, was to scatter my mom's ashes. And yeah, there you go. Shock's telling all visitors, if you come visit me, no, bring me stuff. I'm trying to cut down. Okay, we can appreciate that. But, you know, as a general rule of thumb, we want to, you know, show aloha when we're visiting. So let's see here. That's right, Piccolo T. We did go to an optician together, and we got medicinal opticianal drinks. Yes, opticianal drinks. That's exactly it. Yeah, you know, Piccolo T, you're totally right. Few things delight a local more than something from Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is honestly, and here I'll give a little tip. If you're traveling to Canada or if you're traveling to Hawaii, Trader Joe's is the source of the gifts that you want to be bringing to these people. We take Trader Joe's for granted here in the United States, but every place else really likes Trader Joe's stuff. And so if you really want just like an easy, oh, I need to stock up on a bunch of gifts, what am I going to go do? Just hit your Trader Joe's, get the junk food, get the cookies, get the whatevers, get an assortment of this, that, and t'others, the crackers, the whatevers. I mean, obviously you don't want to get the frozen foods, but seriously, Trader Joe's is yeah, Trader Joe's is where you want to go. And Piccolo T, or Medium 7-Up, says to Piccolo T, you know, that she's right. He just sent K-Man a Trader Joe's packet. Poppy Shani, I don't think that it is, but if it is, it's only on Oahu. But I don't think so. I don't think so. So Piccolo T, you would know. Is there a Trader Joe's on the island? I don't think it is. Vanilla Coke Pepsi, if two vegans are arguing, is it still considered beef? Vanilla Coke. Impossible. See what I did there? Yeah, so, let's see here. Mishimama providing me a link on how to pronounce the word that I mangled. Fantastic. Thank you so much for throwing down that link. That is one of the benefits of being a VIP here on Chatter with Statter. You get to throw down some hot links. So when I have time to go learn things and stuff, you'll have provided me with the link to go do it. Let's see here. Poppy Shaney, you have two Trader Joe's within 10 minutes of me, or 10 miles of me. I have one that's probably less than 5 miles from me, and then another one that's maybe 10 miles in the other direction. So yeah, I take Trader Joe's for granted. Not only do I take Trader Joe's for granted, the two Trader Joe's that are nearest my house actually have parking. Now, people who aren't familiar with Trader Joe's, finding a Trader Joe's that actually has adequate parking is like the holy flippin' grail. And both of them near my house have adequate parking. It's the strangest thing. The only TJs I've ever seen have no parking at all, or not nearly enough ever, except for the two near my place. So there you go. So we've got confirmation from several folk. Yeah, Trader Joe's not happening on the islands. Whereas Shockalock can't swing a dead cat without hitting a TJ's here. Yeah, at least 3 near home, office, and dojo. Precisely. Andre, they do have a Pirate Joe's in Vancouver. One of my coworkers, my coworker lives in Vancouver, well, not in Vancouver, BC, but in a suburb outside of Vancouver, BC. And she telecommutes to work, obviously. And yeah, the pirate, I can't believe this, but seriously, you guys, this is how much Trader Joe's is loved, places that you can't get Trader Joe's. This guy will go and like buy a ton of stuff from Trader Joe's and fill like a U-Haul truck with it. And he'll cross the border and he opens what he calls a Pirate Joe's. And then I think he actually has a storefront. And he just resells the Trader Joe's stuff in his storefront that he has just bought full price and brought it across the border. And I don't know what the duties are. I don't even know if he's smuggling it or whatever, but I do know that my coworker has bought plenty things at Pirate Joe's in Vancouver. Yeah, so Andre, right, exactly. Got 3 Trader Joe's less than 5 miles from Andre. That's it. TJ's is everywhere. We take for granted how common Trader Joe's is, but it's really only a U.S. thing. And yeah, no, the Pirate Joe's is a real thing. I mean, I'm not sure if that's like what his storefront is called, but essentially, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, no, I don't think, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, I'm pretty sure Trader Joe's is not in Canada. I feel like 95% sure of that statement, but that, I think we know by now that just because I feel 95% sure of a statement does not mean that it's true. No, it does not. Okay, so let's see here. All right, wow. Oh, it's a 6:15. I went off on my rant for a very long time. Oh, my goodness, people. Yes, there you go. So, I know that tomorrow is the big day for most folks, and most folks aren't going to be around to do anything, but I am going to be here at home, not doing anything. And so I thought tomorrow at 5 p.m. West Coast time, basically same time slot as now, since Andy's not going on. If Andy goes on at 5, which he says he's not, then I will not do this. But if Andy doesn't go on at 5 tomorrow, and he says he's not going to, I was planning on showing a movie. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be, thanks to Kenny from the Cove, it's going to be, oh, come on, I just referenced it a second ago. It's going to be The Thing. Yeah, that's it. It's The Thing. You know, the kine. Monty Python, Search for the Holy Grail. Wow, that was, yeah, that was sad. So, Monty Python, Search for the Holy Grail. Mindless movie to pass some time. I'll be running it right around 5:15. And I figure by then, lots of folks will be done with their Thanksgiving stuff. And if they're not done with their Thanksgiving stuff, some people might want an excuse like, oh, I have to go check this thing or whatever. Some people might be a little bit tired of their family by that time of the afternoon, and maybe they want to like just have an excuse to go wander away with their cell phone for a minute or something. And so, yeah, Monty Python, Search for the Holy Grail, that is the plan. That is the plan for tomorrow. And if nobody else shows up, that's super cool. No problem at all. But if you do want to hang out, this is what we'll be doing. And Medium 7 Up, yeah, lots of people love the movie, and I figured you probably wouldn't be here, but you know what? We'll probably end up showing that movie sometime on Satterbox at the cinema on a Saturday night later on anyway. I figured this would be a good movie to show on Thanksgiving because I think everybody's already seen it, so it's not like it's going to be spoiler alerting it, and we can watch it again because everybody loves it, and everybody's already seen it before, so it's not like if we watch it again, you know. So yeah, no worries. You've got a nephew, and you've got family, and you've got things and stuff, you know. You've got stuff to do tomorrow. So Shock, okay, cool. You might be poking your head in, but you're really looking forward to being where you'll be at that time. dude, if poke your head in all you want, man. But seriously, if you're out having fun with the Thanksgiving peeps, real life takes precedence over not real life, streaming life. But sometimes people are done, 8 p.m. on Thanksgiving. Shoot, dude, lots of families are snoozing by that time, and you're stuck bored, because you don't have a car and everybody's asleep at auntie and uncle's house, but you're still awake or whatever, so yeah, I figure we can all hang out if we want to. And if we don't want to, well, that's fine, because that means you probably have better things to do, which is excellent. Yeah, so Darlene, if you'll stop in if you can, but if you're not driving home, yeah, exactly. See, I think that I think that you I have a feeling that you guys are gonna have a full day tomorrow. So if you cannot swing in, I will not even have a problem with it. But super stoked. In fact, let's do that right now. I'll be super stoked if you can hang out. Hey, 713 DJ Smook 808, good to see you. Yes, I was just letting everybody know that tomorrow I will be streaming a little pop-up on Twitch for Monty Python Search for the Holy Grail for folks who don't have anything to do, are done with what they're doing, or need an excuse to get away with what's happening at the dinner table right now. I will be streaming 5 p.m. West Coast time, a little movie for us to hang out. And speaking of Statterbox at the Cinema, for Saturday's movie, we will be watching Elf. It will be the start of our holiday extravaganza. And after Elf, I think we'll be hitting up Daddy's Home 2, which is quite a funny movie, if for no other reason, the thermostat scene, which I've already discussed a little while ago. But no spoiler alerts. It's just funny. OG Sumo Vibes, snoozing by 8 p.m. on Turkey Day. Wow. Well, people, what they do, shoots, dude, sometimes people, they finish their Thanksgiving dinner at like 1 p.m. and then they, have a second round at 7 p.m. and then they're just full of turkey and they're just snoozing. So, I'm not one of those people. I like to go to the bar on Thanksgiving, because you hear some good stories, because oftentimes bars don't open until like later on, like the bar might normally open at 11 a.m., but like on Thanksgiving, it won't open till 6 p.m. And so you get people who have come home or, who've come to the bar after they've had their Thanksgiving nightmare. And I have heard some crazy stories at the bar on Thanksgiving, from people who were escaping their Thanksgiving. Holy crumb, it looks like we have a raid from Terry in Scotland. iRoots is here, C Honda is here, Panel, and I'm assuming Terry in Scotland is here as well, even though I haven't seen him yet. Carl in Arkansas, how's it, everybody? Oh, Photo Luke, cool, excelente. So yeah, hey, Photo Luke, we were talking about visiting the islands and how to be a good visitor to the islands. And I'm assuming that you, like Piccolo T, as someone who lives on Oahu, I would be willing to bet in the next year, you probably have some family and friends that haven't been able to visit you for the last, 2 years on the islands. And I'll bet you in 2022, you're probably going to have multiple sets of family and friends coming and visiting you on the islands. Am I right? Is my psychic vision correct? Yeah, see, OG, I'm right there with you. See, I would like to hang out at your house. It doesn't even get good until like 10 p.m. at your holiday. Yeah, exactly. That's you and I are both on the same schedule. But for families who do that strange afternoon dinner thing and then spend the rest of the day watching football and sleeping, suddenly the house is quiet at like 8, 9 o'clock at night, and I'm sitting here tapping my toes going, when does the party start? Are you kidding me? It's over already? Yeah. Oh, there's Terry in Scotland. Hi there, Terry. I love that little wavy hand. I need to figure out how to do those things. Um, let's see here. So, Pokolati K heading back to Waikiki to meet mainland visitors who just reached out to us last night. You see? Oh, Pokolati, I don't know if you're joking or not, but yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes visitors don't give you that much notice and then they expect you to drop everything. And my whole point of this hour and a half rant that went on way longer than it should have was don't assume that they're waiting for you. Don't assume that they're going to be able to see you, and don't assume that they can host you at all. So, yeah. Oh, gee, I know. I am way late in the chat. It's ridiculous. We've got so many folks coming in, so I'm gonna scroll, um, and see. And every time I keep thinking I'm at the end, I'm not at the end. So iRoots, your Ohana celebrates from lunch to dinner only because it's a big Ohana. I guess that makes sense. That makes sense. Um, but still though, do you guys go to bed at 8 p.m.? I hope not. I hope there's a Connie Kapila or something at least that goes into the wee hours. So Photo Luke is saying, just in Waikiki with my wife eating matcha ice cream, and someone on the bus yelled, Photo Luke. So I waved my ice cream hand at them. That's hysterical. Photo Luke, you're like famous. That is so awesome. You know, Photo Luke, earlier in the stream, we were talking about visiting the islands, and I am planning on going to visit the islands. And if our schedules can coordinate, I would love to chat with you for just a minute, even if it's just a quick waving of the ice cream bar as I'm going by in a bus. iRoots. Oh, right. Not everyone can make it. So at the same time, so it's an all day thing. Yeah, that totally makes sense. That totally makes sense. Yeah. And actually, to tell you the truth, that sounds like sort of more fun than the sit down dinner that happens in my back in the day when I had family to go to for this type of thing. You know, it's just like 6 p.m. is when the dinner is, and blah, 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 and hors d'oeuvres before that, and we'll visit with cocktails before, you know, it's so regimented. It's just, meh. Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. Bed after 3 a.m. There we go. There we go. Carl in Arkansas. Oh, you stay up and watch all the different versions of A Christmas Carol. Interesting. That is so strange. I've never even thought of, honestly, I didn't realize that there was more than one version now that I think about it. Which now that I really think about it, like, of course there's a quadrillion versions of that. But I just think of the old, black and white version. Yeah. See, Honda, maybe Luke will give me his autograph. Oh, that'd be awesome. For my collection. Yes, there we go. So OG Sumo vibe, we start cooking around 7 a.m., but peeps show up around 3 p.m. We go until the wee hours and wake up the next morning for breakfast. Nothing like 50 to 100 people spread out around your house. Holy crumb, dude. Shoot, man, I could probably crash your party and no one would even flip the notice with all those people there. That is so funny. Andre, oh, you love the fact that you saw most of this show and not one error notice. I'm very excited about that too, Andre, because I think this might be because of something I've done with my settings. And so fingers crossed next stream we'll have this same 720 situation. And Terry in Scotland, I know you streamed your first movie last night, the samurai one. I was lurking for a little while, but it sounded like your chatters were telling me that you weren't able to see you weren't able to like get into mod view while you were doing the movie or whatever. I have to tell you, and this feels weird because I don't really like to take credit for it, but the idea of showing a movie on Twitch for the streams and then just, taking it off before you get in trouble for it, I feel like that was like a stroke of genius. Like, I am so excited that you're doing it and I do it and it's such a success and Shock is doing it. I think it's a really fun hangout thing, right? I mean, I hope you I hope you keep streaming movies because it really is fun to hang out and just, listen, watch, etc. Um, I loved that you were doing that last night. And let's see here. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Poppy Shaney, so much. Thank you so much for gifting Terry a sub. You are just throwing out the subs today. Um, And shock, exactly. You consider movies which cannot be rewatched as no different than all of us meeting in my living room. That's basically the logic that I'm using. One day that logic might be held against me, but until it gets held against me, Statterbox at the cinema will continue to roll strong. And the simple fact that other cinemas are opening up on Twitch as well, as it were, just fills me with glee. It makes me so happy. Um, so, Michi Mama, what happens when you're given a sub? Well, when you sub on Twitch, what that basically means, from what I can tell, is you will no longer have to watch an ad before the stream kicks in. So I don't think really anything happens. Oh no, wait, and you get to use emotes. Oh yeah, and then you get to use the emotes that I have. And I don't have all the emotes yet, emote slots filled in yet. But I think I've got all the emote slots for level 1 subscription. So, yeah, if you have a sub, you get to use the emotes for the channel, which is the Prel emote. Let's do a Prel. Throwing out some Prels here. That's Prel, and that's when people are naughty and need to be reprimanded because they said something that wasn't quite right. And I should get Prelled a lot because I say things that aren't quite right all the time. And then the other one is Super Stoked, which this one needs to be a little bit improved upon so it's easier to read, but I'm still pretty super stoked about it. So there you have it. Okay, so holy crumb, Andre gifted a sub to Denise, to iRoots, to Medium 7 Up, to Carl in Arkansas, and Option. I didn't even know Option was into house. Hey there, Option. Good to see you. And I am so thankful, Andre, for this crazy generosity that is being shown right now. It looks like a hype train is getting close, but we're about ready to wrap this up, so I'm not so sure now is a good time for a hype train. But I am extremely stoked to see my super stoked and my prels getting thrown out by Elaine. And let's see here. Oh wait, iRoots is telling me plus now you get 1 extra 5 tier 1 emotes and they slowly rolling out 1 animated emote slot. Yeah, I didn't really read that notice, iRoots, so thank you for like spoon feeding me that info. I got that notice, but I didn't read it. It's what I didn't read the notice basically. And so I did know that there was some animated ones. And now I feel like, now I feel all this pressure to like get on my emote game. I need to figure stuff out. Holy crumb. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we've got a level 2 hype train that's already like 83% done. I'm not really sure how that happened, except for probably Andre's to blame for that. And then Shakalahaka has something to do with that. And I'll bet you C Honda has something to do with that. That is crazy. Photo Luke, you never read any of the notices either. iRoots tells you. Oh, yes, I'm part of a good club. Awesome. We're just clueless. Totally clueless. Holy crumb, Andre, another 200 biddies, and Poppy Shaney throwing down with 1,000 biddies, and Kulika and DJ Smook telling everybody all about the Prel. Yes, that's right, little Prel dots. It's to brainwash you, or to reprimand you, or to clean your mouth out with soap. Whatever you want those Prel dots to mean, that is what the Prel dot should be. Can I make a roller skate emote? No, probably not, but I'll bet you I can find somebody who can, so I'm going to go write that down. Roller skate emote. See, I'm glad we're having this conversation. And Anne, when it comes to the animated emotes, a roller skate might be a fun one to animate, so let's look into that too. I'm so glad we're having this conversation. We definitely needed to have this conversation. So, Yeah, it is crazy. 71% level 3 hype. Andre's throwing down more money. OG Sumo Vibe throwing down the biddies. That is phenomenal. And oh, Michi Mama throwing down the biddies too. Whoop, whoop. We got it going on. And Medium 7 Up. Oh, hey, I've never seen the little flags like that. Medium 7 Up. Thank you so much. Waving the flags of rainbows. At least I think those are rainbow flags. They're going to be rainbow flags in my world. All right. Yes, I cannot believe this. Thank you guys so much. This is just, I'm so thankful. Actually, though, I really am thankful. In fact, it is the time of year to give thanks. I mean, I know that the holidays, like, something else in theory, but I ignore what the holiday is about in theory, and I always like to think about Thanksgiving as being thankful. And so and so this past year, even though it's been a lockdown and it's been craziness, well, actually the past 2 years for the most part have been lockdown and craziness and this and that and t'other thing, I have found myself with a lot to be thankful for, and almost all of it stems from the community here that we are building through Daily Pigeon Live, through Photolook Hawaii, through Chatterbox, or Statterbox at the cinema, and Statter with Chatter, whatever we call my stuff. And I just, I want to thank you all for being a part of my life. I really truly feel as though in this past year my life has changed, and quite honestly, all of you are a part of what I am thankful for. And now to get back to like some specifics things that I'm thankful for. Dude, awesome. Carl in Arkansas, thank you so much for gifting a tier 1 sub. And let's see who else. So Lady Murasaki got that gift. Excellent. Michi Mama, 200 biddies. Dude, we're stoked. Photo Luke, 123. I love it. There we go. Thank you so much for those biddies. And Andre throwing down another 100 biddies. This is beautiful. I just can't believe the generosity that we're seeing here today. And it looks like let's see, where did it go? So much stuff happening right now. Shakalak says, I'm thankful for all you have, for all of you I've met because of Andy Bumatai, including me, Mad Statter, and absolutely, Shock, just right back at you. And Andy really is, for me, is the root of the thankfulness. And so if Andy is lurking and he is in the background, I have to say, thank you so much, Andy. That's all I've got. I could go on forever, could go on for an hour and a half, but instead I'm just going to say, thank you so much, Andy. Oh, did you get some dust in your eye, Pocola T? Who's cutting onions? Yep, exactly. That's feeling the love here. And I am feeling the love here. I can't believe it. Cindy Krause, another 100 biddies thrown down. We're on a level 4 hype train. Holy crumb, you guys. That is insane. So Rick looks like he's got some words of wisdom. Rick says, remember to ask yourself, what if you wake up tomorrow and only have the things that you were thankful for today? Well, you'll be very lucky. Let's hope that that's what you've got. There you go. And you got some prel in your eyes. Yes, there we go. And it looks like Andre just gifted a tier 1 sub to Andy Bumatai. And Andre tells me that Andy is here. All right, then. Well, I guess Andy has been hearing all of my angry soapbox rants, and where, by the way, soapbox emoji or emote. Yeah, you think? It's like you know me? Oh my goodness gracious. Soapbox emote is... that's custom made for me. I might have to have my face plant or stamped on that soapbox, right? Yeah. So, Love Pat, good to see you. I hadn't seen your name come across the scroll. There's been so many people. Thank you so much for hanging out. And yeah, exactly. You're thankful for all the folks here on the internets that we've created this community, and of course, thankful for your family. Totally. Darlene, oh, the feeling is quite mutual, Molly. Andy for sure, but mahalo to you, Shakalak, Photo Luke. We've become a part of we've all become a part of our everyday lives here. It's it's really insane and wonderful that that there are these virtual strangers who are actually not, you know, you're the people that I think about. Oh, this happened to me. I want to go tell the group. Oh, in fact, actually, this happened to me today. And I figure you guys could probably all get a laugh. But before I go into this one, Andre, thank you so much for the other 200 biddies. And Photo Luke, thank you so much for gifting a tier 1 sub. Definitely only do the tier 1s, people, because I don't have emotes for the tier 2s and tier 3s. So there you go. But thank you so much for, we've completed flipping level 4. Oh shoot, we're going on to level 5. Holy crumb. All right, dudes. Okay, so we're rolling to the end, I guess. But this was something that happened to me today that I thought was somewhat funny. And I hope that you guys can appreciate this, you know, whatever. So I get out of the shower today, you know, and after you get out of a shower, you're sometimes feeling like, you know, you're feeling good. So, you know, it's all cozy and, you know, lotioned up and, you know, in my little comfy outfit. And because I live alone, sometimes I talk to myself. It just happens. So I'm walking across my living room to turn on a light. And as I reach up and take a step to turn on my light, I actually say out loud, "Oh, that shower felt so good." So I say, "Oh, that shower felt so good." And no sooner does the word good come out of my mouth than I step on something cold and squishy with my foot. It did not feel good at all. It was a cat's stuff. But yeah, I just, as asinine and ridiculous as that little story is, I actually thought, oh, I can't wait to tell that story on the stream because, oh, I feel good. Oh, you know, so I went and changed my socks and it was just gross. So, you know, there you go. That's my funny story for the day. OG Suma Vibe. Oh, was it a cold squishy sponge burger? I wish it was something that the cat, something that the cat left in or, you know, produced, shall we say. Michi Mama, you started talking to Cashier, your chinchilla. Why not? Right? I mean, why not? So yeah, exactly. Medium 7 up. Ha ha ha. But no, that is exactly it, hun. That was exactly it. It was just, and that's the funny thing is, I mean, I was feeling so good from the shower that I literally said out loud, you know, "Oh, it feels so good." Oh, yeah, it did not. Oh, okay. Oh, OG Sumo Vibe. You've got, by the way, feel free to stand on my creative records if you can't find my soapbox. Oh, excellent. I might have to be inspired by your creative records for an emote situation. So, yeah, awesome. And yeah, I might have to stand on your record box until I get my own a soapbox of my own. Yeah, Michi Mama, exactly. At least I had socks on. Oh my goodness, you better believe it. That was basically, I think, my thought as soon as it happened was just like, "Oh, I'm so glad I have socks on." But even still with the socks on, I could still tell it was cold. You know, it was just, oh, oh, oh. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we've still got that level 5 hype train. We've still got people coming in with the biddies. Michi Mama for another. Cindy Krause, what did I step on? It was a hairball. It was a kitty cat hairball. It was that was old and cold and squishy. Yeah. I mean, luckily it wasn't, I mean, it could have been worse. We know what my cats bring in, so it could have been worse. Yes, Shock, it was cold. Oh my, it was cold. Yeah, Penel, of course you're always talking to Tyrene. Well, and my cat, oh, I talk to my cats all the time, but the cats weren't in the house at the moment. So I was legit talking to myself. Oh, that shower felt so good. Oh, Yep. Yes, and at least it wasn't cat do. That is true. And luckily the cats that I have right now would probably rather kill themselves than go to the bathroom in the house. So I feel very fortunate about that. They're very picky about they are outdoor cats when it comes to that. So I'm very lucky when it comes to that. And yeah, DJ Smooth, it was cold. It was cold. I know, right? Kulika, like warm would have been better. No, no. In fact, it probably would have been worse. But it just, yeah, it just, I mean, ugh, ugh. Oh my goodness. So, right, exactly, Carl. Nothing makes it better, especially when, well, and I mean, it's like, I was just about to say nothing makes it better, especially when you have socks on, but then it's like, well, wait a hold on, wait a hold on, wait a hold on. Barefoot would definitely not have been better. So yeah, there's just nothing, nothing about it that would make it better. And love Pat. Oh no, I have had laryngitis numerous times. I'm so sorry that you are afflicted with that situation. So definitely don't talk too much. Drink the lemon tea, the honey, whatever you need to do to make your throat work. And just keep quiet as long as you can. I wish you a speedy recovery. Laryngitis is just, it's just horrible. And so, I hope you get over that real quick. Mitchie Mama, I'm making people all over the globe go, lol. Yeah, well, that was sort of the when I stepped in it and was like, I want to tell everybody, because I was hoping that that you guys would laugh about it, even though it's really flippin' gross. And yeah, exactly. See Honda, boot, hairballs, yeah. And Prel emotes for the hairballs. That's exactly perfect. See, that's why the Prel emote has been in existence right there. There you go. Panel, that's good that your cat only goes in her litter box. I used to have a cat that would show her anger emotions via her urinary output in places that were not appropriate. And she got old and passed away. And I have to say, I miss her dearly. Not as much as I could miss her more, because there were some things about her that I don't miss. I do miss her dearly, but I kind of, yeah, there you go. Terry, you coughed up a hairball while driving the party bus the other day. The passengers freaked. I don't know, dude. I'd kind of freak too. Have you been licking yourself? That's impressive. Okay, so that so there we have it, Rabbit. We are probably going to okay, yeah, Andre, you've stepped on your share of cat hairballs as well. Yeah, you know the glory of warm or cold. You know the glory of it, right? So on that note, I think we're gonna wrap it up, because we did go a little bit over thanks to that hype train out of nowhere. Thank you guys so much for just rallying like that. What a wonderful surprise. And yeah, I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for Andy. I'm thankful for, as someone, I can't remember who said, I'm thankful for my house, and I'm thankful for electricity, and I'm thankful for heat. I'm thankful for all sorts of things. And I hope that you remember tomorrow to be thankful for everything that you've got, because if you're here on this chat, chances are you've got something to be thankful for. And yeah, I want to thank you guys for hanging out on this sort of black hat session, because this is all new streaming stuff for me. And hopefully tomorrow I'll have some things a little bit more nailed down. And remember, tomorrow, 5 p.m. West Coast time, we will be watching Monty Python, Search for Holy Grail, if all y'all are able to be here. And if you can't, then that's cool too. Carl in Arkansas, I don't have my Twitch open. So at the time being, I was not going to raid out. But if you can tell me, oh, hey, it looks like Maya is doing some music. So maybe we should Maya, I was just thinking that. Okay, cool. So yeah, Andre, you're right. Black dress session. That is actually a little bit more appropriate. Okay, you know what, Carl, see, this is why I need an army of people keeping me under control. Carl, fan flippantastic. Yes, we're going to raid out to Malaya, I can't remember how to say her name right now. Maya, Makalea. But I wanted to remember how to do the raid first, which is why I had to look it up. So let's do this. Oops. Okay. All right. We're gonna go raid to Maya. I have to remember the question mark. I don't know what you mean by that, Shock. So I'm gonna have to talk to you about that later. I think I have a question mark about the question mark. Yeah, so there we have it. Okay, so we are gonna be rating, and it looks like it's working. The key is on the gotcha. Okay, I see. All right, I get it now. I'm very confused, but I get it now. All right, so we are gonna go raid and see if you guys will hang out there for some music. And if not, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, 5 p.m. And if I don't see you tomorrow, maybe I'll see you on Saturday for Elf. And if I don't see you on Saturday, I hope to see you on Sunday. Okay, let's go.